Hey guys, so I taped up windows. It's 45 degrees, and by all the research that I did, it told me if I go and keep the heat off, or if it drops below 62 degrees, there should be no-see-ums. That's what people were recommending online. They said all you have to do is just drop the temperature and then they're gonna go away. Now, the temperature here, like I said, is 45 degrees. Yesterday, or there were some days that I think it was around 65 or 62. Pretty cold, and we still had no-see-ums. No, yeah, we still had no-see-ums. Yesterday I added this citronella oil into the bathroom. So the bathroom smells like citronella oil. There's still no-see-ums there. And I did my sweep. I didn't really do much of a sweep today. I saw 5 no-see-ums. And now I'm just kind of thinking to myself, this is between basically a rock and a hard place. And I'll tell you why. Because I can turn on the heat, but my fear is if I turn on the heat, the no-see-ums are going to wander inside. And I really, really, really do not want to be housing a sizable amount of no-see-ums all winter. No-see-ums actually don't die towards winter either. They don't, I thought they freeze to death. No, they don't. They kind of hibernate. They live in tree trunks. They try to get shelter somewhere. And then once it warms up, then then they're a little bit more abundant. But they're still mating in winter. They're still doing things. They're just a lot slower. It's not as prolific as it is in summer. So it's just I'm just kind of stressed out, shall I say, because I'm using oils, I'm using UV lanterns, I'm trying to tape things up, but the reality is 1 millimeter gaps can come from anywhere. And I need to turn on the heat. Right? Eventually turn on the heat. Right now it's like I have my jacket on, I have my leggings on. I'm pretty damn cold, when I see these no-see-ums around, it just kind of makes me think, okay, one of us is gonna fold. It's either the no-see-um's gonna fold or I'm gonna fold. And I really don't want to go winter without any heat, just because I don't want to get bit. So yeah, that's my biggest fear right now. My biggest fear is I turn on the heat, the no-see-ums come in, they're like, ooh, it's nice and toasty inside, and we end up with more no-see-ums. There is no repellent for no-see-ums. People have said online they've tried DEET, they've tried this oil, they've tried turning their temperature down to 62 degrees. Really, I'm at a loss. I don't know what to do. I truly do not know what to do at this point. If it's like one of those, like with mosquitoes, right? That's pretty simple. You just put a screen up, you put some mosquito repellent, you put some off, you're good. But there is nothing concretely across that I can read that repels these things. In fact, people who deal with bug control or who appear on the news even say, they vouch and they say, repellent doesn't work for those things. Their recommendation is this: don't go outside in the rain, wear long sleeves, make sure you have no-see-um netting, and or you don't have your windows open. I don't have the windows open. I've taped the windows closed, but I do know there's very well be some 1 millimeter crack somewhere around that I can't. And it's just infuriating. It really is infuriating. I don't know how these things are flying in. It's 1 millimeter is super small, you guys. That 1 millimeter is like if a strand of hair, the thickness of a strand of hair basically, can go inside a screen. I kind of feel like a no-see-um can come in too. And I really don't want them to be housed indoors during winter. So yeah, it truly sucks. Yeah, we have a UV bug zapper. I we have a UV bug zapper. I have two more. I think they're downstairs right now, but it was just it's very sobering and it's very depressing to have the heat at 45 degrees right now. It's freaking cold, you guys, and I'm still seeing these no-see-ums. I put the citronella oil inside of the bathroom, hoping to repel them out there. There's still no-see-ums in there. That oil has been in there for about overnight. So I can smell the oil, but it's not blocking anything. My whole thinking UV trap. These things are so small, even if I move them around myself, I'm gonna have to do that all freaking day. These bugs are super small. So I sprayed about 5 of them. I don't know if they're dead now because they fell and then I couldn't see them. They like to hang around in the kitchen. Um, and yeah, I think they hang around the kitchen because I usually have the light on, right? Because that's where I usually go on my computer and stuff like that. If they're not in the kitchen, then they hang by Lewis's computer screen. And I think there's something like 15 or so that we probably see or spray a day. I don't know if it's the same 15, but yesterday I think I killed about 7 of them, 7 or so of them, and I just don't know. I just don't know. Yeah. So this is really a ruckus. I was reading online last year in November. Someone was complaining online and they said that they live in a high rise in New York City and they've been hit with the no-see-ums. It was a new post that I never read before, but seeing that it happened last November, right? I don't remember how the temperature in was last November, late October, but if it's anything like this, that kind of tells me, frick, if they're still having, if they were prompted to write a post last year when these things should ideally be hibernating or slowing down, and they're in a high rise, right? A high rise is definitely going to be taller than where it's depressing as hell. It is depressing. Yeah. Saya, the thing about this is it's not simply if we had like carpet fleas, which I've read about, it's not like I can powder something on the carpet and then vacuum it up and it'll be dead. The reason why foggers don't work, the reason why bringing an exterminator won't really work is because you have to figure out where they're coming from. You have to seal the area, and when they bite you, listen to this. When they bite you, they give off a scent telling all their buddies, hey, I just bit someone. And those buddies, wherever they are going to be like, ooh, there's food nearby. And that will attract more no-see-ums. You see, it's not just like a mosquito. A mosquito, when it bites you, it just feeds on you and then it goes off on its merry way, right? It doesn't tell its gang of other mosquitoes to come inwards. And that's what I'm thinking, might have happened. A few museums might have been scouting. They came inside. This is when, we have a lot more holes in the AC. I have window strip weatherproofing over it. I have insulation over it. I have tape over it. I have a mosquito screen over it. If these museums are going through 3 layers of force basically that I have on this AC, it's just I can't figure out how to stop it. I've tried things, I've tried taping the windows, I've tried the citronella oil, I have the UV lamps out. I just don't know what to do. And I've said this before, but that's why I'm hesitant about turning on the heat. Because I think if I turn on the heat, I'm gonna just attract more no-see-ums in. So yeah, alcohol, 99% alcohol does not kill no-see-ums on site. Spray them about 3 times directly, 2 or 3 times direct to it. You really have to like focus in on the no-see-ums, spray them, get them down, and then smash them. I've seen it, what happens if I try to just spray them with alcohol. They just keep buzzing around. Won't I freeze if I don't turn on the heat? Well, I'm already kind of freezing right now. But I have a jacket on, so I'm okay. I'm not gonna, pass away from anything like that. And I know I'm gonna have to turn on the heat on. It's just, I was hoping today I could freeze them out, and yeah, that's not happening. That's not happening at all. I've also vinegar and Dawn solution. I was reading online. I really need to link you the post, but I think it was on Thrifty Fun. Someone was complaining about it. They said they tried the apple cider vinegar thing. That doesn't work. It only works for fruit flies, and I haven't noticed anything in my traps. I have a bunch of traps all around the apartment. I haven't noticed anything, and yeah, I think they just want blood. You know, they're like, frick this vinegar stuff, frick this. We just want blood. So Emily, the problem is that if they don't get any food, then they may leave. Here's the thing, Emily. I think they know how to come inside, but I don't think they know how to escape. That's the problem. Like, I really believe these bugs, based on what I'm seeing, right? They know how to come inside of the apartment somehow, but they do not know how to leave after they eat. So this apartment basically becomes a trap for them. And that really sucks. That really, really sucks. If I open the window trying to let them out, and I think there's only like 10 or 15 of them tops. I haven't seen any in a while, but keep in mind, these things are freaking small. You've seen the size of these things. You've seen my pictures of these bugs in the community page as well. If I leave the window open, I'm going to attract more no-see-ums because they're going to have unrestricted access into the apartment. And I think there would be more cons letting them in than, letting them out than letting them out just by opening the window. So I don't really want to do that. Yeah, quarter dish soap in the water. The thing is that I need to make sure that I need them to be attracted to the dish soap in the water, right? Or oh, I see what you're saying. Use that as a spray. I would just think like alcohol would be much more strong. The only thing that really kind of guarantees that they die pretty much is a bleach spray. And I use that in the bathroom for sure because I can afford bleaching things in the bathroom. It's anyway. And I try to use that in the kitchen as long as it's not near the stove. But other than that, it's just, yeah, I use alcohol. Mm. Will a bug zapper work? Yeah, see, so yeah, Red October. I can't use the bug on these things because these things are so fine they can go right through mosquito. So my chances of swiping them with a bug zapper is very, very, very low. I mean, these things are smaller than mosquitoes. That's what I'm saying. They're basically flea size. If you guys ever see fleas, if you know how they look like. So some people thought these were, they said, oh, are you sure it's not cats? No, it's not fleas from the cats because I see them outside on the window trying to come inside. And it's very, very depressing. It's very depressing. It made me feel better when I saw them outside in a sense because I knew then it wasn't an infestation coming inside. But they're just really gung ho about getting in, and I worry that the more environment friendly this is for them, they're just gonna really come inside. And even if we leave this apartment, let's say for 1 month, right? We don't have the heat on, it's cold. I feel like once we turn on the heat on, the no-see-ums are gonna be like, hey, let's go back in now. It's warm inside. We do have a bug zapper with a blue glow. Yeah. We already do have them. So yeah. It's just, I don't know. These no-see-ums, they normally hang around the ceiling area. They hang on the ceiling fan. I have to go on a ladder to spray them or stand on top of a chair and then do it that way. I see them a lot hanging around up there, so the ladder has definitely gotten a lot of use. And yeah, it just sucks. But yeah, these things are invincible. Have I sprayed my knits with dishwasher? Anja, I sealed up these windows, so I can't spray them with dishwasher. Even if I do, they're just gonna dry up, right? Can't I drive them to someone else's house? I would love to. There's a lot of apartments right across the street. I would love for them to just go over there or hang out, but I don't know if I shared it with you guys, but over down here, you see that? See this area right here? This, you guys can't see it because the focus is focusing on my finger instead of out there. But right down there is a wild patch of decaying vegetative matter, and I think the no-see-ums, they're probably making a home underneath all those fallen branches and the home and underneath all those bushes, and when they need to eat, they just kind of they fly upwards. And it makes sense that they fly upwards because think about it, right? I've told you guys that these no-see-ums tend to hang out around the ceiling area. If they're already like to hang out in the ceiling, my concern is the reason why they go to high rises and the reason why they're hanging around our unit is because it's like the uppermost unit. So when you have the uppermost unit, or kind of like you live in a high rise, the no-see-ums are like, hey, let's just go to the highest area we can and just bite from there. I would not be surprised if you know, the lower units, in like maybe ground floor units have something, but I wouldn't be surprised if the middle units don't really get anything. I think they like altitude, because if you're living in New York City and you live in a high-rise apartment, why wouldn't these no-see-ums go lower? Maybe they're just flying as high as they can. They go to the highest light. Maybe. But we will see. So that's just speculation on my part. These are not like regular fleas, because you know, if you have, I imagine like if you have fleas, they probably stay on the carpet, right? Carpet. I've heard you can get fleas on your carpet, so you just spray some kind of powder on there and then you vacuum it up. Like these are not on the ground. These are near the ceiling. These are on the ceiling fan. These are yeah. So I really do believe they try to fly to the highest light they can and then just go in there. Oh, heat rise and they rise with it. Oh, for frick's sake. Yeah, okay, yeah. So, have I talked to other people in the building? No, I haven't spoke to anybody in the building about it. Um, I haven't spoke to anybody in the building about it. I should. I should. I should ask, like, hey, are you getting these, like, little black flies flying in by any chance? Because, but yeah, if I was a bug, I would go to the highest one with the light. I just kind of wish that they wouldn't go to us because I'm trying to fortress this place out and it just sucks. Yeah. EVA unit that's miniaturized. Oh, I want to get rid of all these no-see-ums. I honestly really want to get rid of all these no-see-ums. A bottle of Vicks dumped into hot water overnight. Yeah. Well, this Vicks with menthol. Okay. Dumped into a bottle overnight. We actually do have like vapor rub around here, so maybe I could try that. Yeah, so oh my gosh. I just don't want to turn on the heat, and then when I turn on the heat, I and then I see more no-see-ums, because the no-see-ums are like, oh look, she finally turned on the heat. She's gonna save us and all in winter, and yeah. So I'm gonna wrap this up really quickly in case you came in late, but the no-see-ums are still around. It's 45 degrees. I don't have any heat. I've kind of exhausted all my options. Even my UV lamps, I don't think it's completely successful since they do like rising to the top, and like ceilings, ceiling fans, um, taping up the windows. I've tried taping up the windows. I've tried, you know, block gaps in the AC, but it's not realistic, you know, for me to try to block every 1 millimeter gap around the apartment at all. And yeah, I even put boiling water in the drains, trying to do that. That didn't work. I thought, hey, let me try and make it less conducive for them to stay around. Got rid of plants. That didn't work. Um, yeah, these suckers are just, they're just here's the thing, Manny. So I have a diffuser, and I could try to diffuse something, but the square footage of that diffuser, like 1,000 square feet at all, and what happens when it runs out of liquid, right? Yeah. So Anja, I've been reading all over, and oh, diffuser in the bathroom. The no-see-ums are drawn to humidity as well. So I'm afraid that even if I do that, if I add to the humidity even more on a constant basis, more of them are just gonna end up in the bathroom. I taped up the whole bathroom. So they shouldn't be coming into the bathroom. I think what happens is they're coming in through gaps around the windows or the AC that I'm not catching. And then they're going to the bathroom because it's a high humidity area. And when they go over there, they just linger there. And then because I've seen them fly into the bathroom late at night. So I've sat in the bathroom late at night for a few hours, and I see these bugs just flying into the bathroom from the door. So they're coming in the main living area that we have, and then that crack in the door, that New York City construction, they're flying through that crack into the bathroom. It's not from the window. So my concern is, where are they coming in exactly from the windows? And I can't tell you exactly because these are 1 millimeter bugs. And it's, I look at it visually, I don't think I can see anything. But the truth of the matter is, if I feel airflow from any gap in the window, that is a potential spot that these no-see-ums are coming in. It concerns me because when summer comes around, spring, summer, around May, April, that's the prime time for no-see-ums. So if I think I'm having it bad, this should be absolutely nothing compared to spring and summer. And that could be like 6 times more than I'm already encountering right now. Yeah, so they should be, kind of going off, but they're not. They're still around. Yeah. By all accounts, from what I read online, it's just screening. It's screening. It's making sure that they can't come in through the gaps. But like I said, people in high rises in New York City, not just one person. Several accounts that I'm reading from, they've brought in exterminators. They've had the place fogged up, and they still have the no-see-ums. So they've been dealing with this issue for quite some time, and yeah, my heart goes out to them. Really, it does. You can have this issue for like 5-6 months, and imagine, right? If you have an area that's kind of like a hot for 5-6 months, you might as well it's just depressing. It really is depressing. Bed size netting. That would have, okay, so I would be for bed size netting, but the problem with that is we have, 3 cats here. They like to go into bed with us, and those nets tear easily with cat claws, so it's not feasible. It's not feasible. The cats are going to scratch it up, and then it can't be mosquito netting. It has to be no-see-um netting as well. It can't be, a mosquito net is too big for them. They're going to go right through. Yeah, so anyway, yeah, I'm just kind of frazzled, and I've been sitting around for a couple hours thinking like, hey, let my experiment works. Let me see if it's 4 degrees, if I won't see any no-see-ums in here. And the answer is false. False. Absolutely false. So yeah, I'm gonna set up the other 2 UV lamps, one in the bathroom, one in the kitchen. Even though I'm, trying to do everything I can, you guys, being frank here, if I can't if I can't stop them from getting into the apartment, at this point, it's just defensive. And I kind of worry that I'm always going to live around no-see-ums because there's going to be some 1 millimeter gap somewhere. that these bugs are coming in and I can't figure out where it is. And when summer comes, it's going to be absolutely crazy. Yep. Yeah, so anyway, leave me in the comments section if you have any suggestions. I can't click on links here, but from what I've been reading, what I've been seeing, I don't think they're attracted really to vinegar and Dawn solution. I have the apple cider vinegar. I don't think they're going to be attracted to that. I could also try the beer because I do have some old beer bottles lying around. Old bottles of beer lying around and try that. But I don't want to just kill the ones inside. I want to prevent them from coming. I don't want them. That's all. Yeah, so yeah, I don't know what to do, you guys. I really don't. Yeah, so anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.